There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler.
This is insanity, and it has been the major problem of Kanye West. This is his primary flaw. Ladies, pray that God gives you someone who loves you the same way Kanye West loved Hitler and the Nazis. I mean, now that's not a good prayer point. It's not. Okay, it's not. It's a terrible prayer point. It's just videotaped insanity. I mean, what can you make out of the whole madness? I mean, it's shocking, it's ridiculous, and in the words of Alex Jones, it is overwhelming. Kanye West has released his biggest controversy yet. I mean, the guy has outdone himself. When you think he has done the most outrageous thing you can ever expect from someone in modern history, he takes it further, shattering every glass ceiling of logic and clear thought. You know, right now, Ye is not just an icon. He's iconoclastic. And the glass ceiling he keeps demolishing is himself. And this week has been a roller coaster of events for him, which culminated in an episode with the infamous Alex Jones. And the most watched and most discussed self-destructive event began with this clip from the InfoWar podcast, where Ye declared his undying love for Hitler. Let's watch.
The so-called crime doesn't deserve the punishment. What did I thought?
Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Yes, everybody, has something good they brought to the table, especially Hitler. That's year 2022. He said, especially Hitler. And if you think this is preposterous, well, it gets worse, guys. It does. Let's watch.
They are going to have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us.
I mean, I'm in the twilight zone right now.
Netanyahu, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice is going to sound like that, Netanyahu.
In case you are wondering what that is, that's a net and a Yoo-hoo drink. So I was told, anyway. And that's supposed to represent Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, who condemned Trump's meeting with Kanye West and Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes is the guy with the blue hoodie. And that guy is really despicable. Like, really, really despicable. And you have to appreciate Kanye West for making Alex Jones look uncomfortable. I mean, if you've watched any interview with Alex Jones, you know he's the one who usually makes others uncomfortable. And I guess in this interview, he finally met his match, right? But Ye wasn't done. No, he wasn't. This is 3 hours long interview, and Ye had more love and admiration for Hitler and the Nazis, and he desperately needed to get it off his chest. So let's watch that.
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things. I said, I do love Hitler. I do love the Zionists. I love everyone.
And the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things, too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay. We know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
So tell us.
Yeah, Hitler had some redeeming qualities. Boy. I mean, this is one hell of an interview. Even Alex Jones was flustered. The guy could not believe his eyes and his ears. Boy, even like I was watching this happen and I was like, Jesus Christ, can Kanye West just shut up? Like, God, do something and make this guy keep quiet. And when he was done with Alex Jones, he went over on Twitter and just kept tweeting and tweeting and tweeting, stating that he loved Balenciaga. There was nothing he did not tweet. And yes, it's funny, but it is incredibly sad. Now, I'm going to say something that many Ye fans won't like. And I know they will be eager to, display their dislike in the comments. But can I be honest with you guys? Do you really want to hear the truth? See, this is insanity. This is insanity. And it has been the major problem of Kanye West. This is his primary flaw. Remember when he snatched the mic from Taylor Swift and said Beyonce deserved that award? Do you know that award that he was referring to wasn't the one Taylor Swift won? And do you know who won the award he was actually referring to? Music Video of the Year, VMAs that year. Do you know who won that award he was actually referring to? Beyonce. Beyonce won that award. Ye ended up ruining that night for both Taylor Swift and Beyonce. His act that night was a meaningless, pointless display of preposterous insanity, which he took to greater heights when he released Famous and then accompanied the song with that terrible music video. And why I'm bringing this up is to let you know that Ye has a history of mental instability. And this is the highest height so far. So nobody should try to do this mental gymnastics of trying to justify the man. You're trying to justify somebody who is imploding right in front of your eyes. See, Ye is not well. He's not. And I know how heartbreaking it is to hear this. I know. But you can't deny that as a fact. At this point, you can't. Nobody can justify this. Yes, listen, I'll grant you a couple of things. Ye has said some true things, some really true things that people should take seriously. Yes. He stood up against abortion. Yes. For some, him supporting Donald Trump was a huge deal. Granted. Okay? And I have no doubt that he has been hurt and offended by some people in the Jewish community. There is no denying that. A lot of harm has been done to that man. A lot. By some of these people. Hollywood is a dangerous place filled with sharks and wolves who are ready to devour you. As in, they will swallow you whole. And yes, Hollywood has a lot of people with Jewish last names working in that cultural cesspool. There are a lot of them, yes. But they are not the only ones playing the game in Hollywood. They are not. And not all of them are playing that game. And do you know what? Ye is one of the big players in that game. And despite the trouble he has gotten from others, his biggest problem, this man's biggest challenge is himself. See, I get it. You've made him out to be a hero. Many of us, I'm a huge fan of Kanye West, guys. I am a very huge fan of Kanye West. But even I have to recognize the fact that this guy has a hubris. And that hubris is a chronic case of mental instability. And if he's not checked, he might end up harming himself. See, there's so much pressure from a man in his position. A man in his position with his fame and the level of attention he receives. Is so much pressure, and Ye loves attention. The guy loves attention. He's a performer ready to take his craft, be it music, fashion, or insanity, to the next level. And sadly, the guy constantly surrounds himself with people who want to use him for their advantage, like this idiot Nick Fuentes, this racist anti-Semite Nick Fuentes, who is just a vulture devouring Kanye West and cheering him on as he destroys himself. That guy just sees Kanye West as a tool. And you as a fan, should you belong in that category? This man is setting himself on fire in front of your very eyes. Why cheer him on with your defense, support, and attention? And I keep seeing it online. People on Twitter and on YouTube, in the comments anyway, not those making videos. I keep seeing them trying to bring up a defense. There is no defense for this. This is indefensible. See, every label that Kanye West have been accused of, every label, he justified it in that interview. Whether you want to call him an anti-Semite, whether you want to call him a Nazi sympathizer, whether you want to call him a Holocaust denier, whatever you want to call him, he justified every single label in that interview. I mean, this guy is sick, and his mental health should concern you as a fan. Or maybe you are not, because this is me. This is the rant of a fan right here, a huge super fan. And maybe you are watching this video and you're not. You don't even care about Ye. And I would say, good for you. Good for you. At least you spared yourself the emotional horror that the rest of us have had to endure watching this man throughout this week. And I guess the message here is this. Maybe we should, and I'm saying this to myself, as much as I'm saying this also to those listening, who care to listen, who even have listened to this point. Maybe we shouldn't look up to Hollywood celebrities. Maybe we shouldn't. I know people have said this countless times, but sometimes it needs to be repeated over and over again. These people are not the best role models or heroes. And sometimes we fixing our eyes on them makes them self-destruct. Even Ye said it best. We rappers as role models, we rap, we don't think. That's what he rapped in Jesus Walks. These guys are not thought leaders or moral leaders or religious leaders. They are just artists with artistic gift, and all they know how to do best is rap, act, or sing. That's it. I mean, you are better off idolizing your parents, your boss, your pastor, your community leader, or your mentor, someone you are close to and you know personally. They have more guidance to offer than these celebrities. They do. And I don't care if these are Christian celebrities singing all your favorite worship songs. I've seen the best of them fall to the ground like Ravi Zacharias. So I'm done with that. I am done with that. They may wear a crown of thorns and talk with profound depth like Kendrick Lamar. But they are not your savior. They are not. So don't follow Kanye West on this sinking ship. Save yourself the heartbreak or the constant need to defend nonsense from these people. Honestly, it is not worth it. It is not.